I said to the CEO
of Digital,
Digital, the Chinese are listening to my mobile phone conversations that I have in Jamaica. Well, what do you think her answer would be? What do you think her answer should have been or should be? Her answer was, we know.
Jamaica has also been the largest recipient of Chinese investments in the Caribbean. How has that experience worked out for you?
China's been very good to Jamaica, and China's been a very good infrastructure development partner. We benefited from Chinese investment and Chinese loans, particularly during the period of time when there was a global recession, 2008 to 2010. And we use that.
Hello everyone, I hope you are all doing fine. Now, do you know that there are plans, the Chinese government, to take over Jamaica because of the good resources it has? Now, there have been rumors going around that some part of Jamaica has been already sold to the Chinese government, and that the Chinese government has set aside some tycoons to come and build some luxury hotels in the beaches of Jamaica. Now, do you know that the phones you use in Jamaica have tracks? Do you know that the phones you use in Jamaica record everything you do and send the data back to the Chinese government? Now, this is not according to me. Now, this has come out as the US ambassador to Jamaica, Donald Tapia, has exposed the plans to have Jamaica under control of China. Now, the Chinese watch this video, then have come together, have a discussion about the same. Thank you so much.
Keep in mind that the telecommunications is so high secure,
yes,
in your intelligence and in your personal life, that anything going over those lines, be it by your credit cards, your banking, your voice, is going over those lines. So when she said we know, I thought she would deny it. Wouldn't you? Wouldn't you deny it? If I was sitting there, if I was, I'd be denying it. I'd say, no, that's not true. We monitor this.
Were you stunned by that revelation?
Was I shocked by that?
Yes, yes.
No. That's why I presented the question.
when was this? And when was this?
She, in fact, she's not the CEO now. This was probably 8 months. So after
8 months
I was
ago?
here. No, I was here maybe about 6 months, 7 months.
Into your tenure?
Pardon?
6 months into your tenure is when
Yes.
this happened.
Yeah, when I had the conversation with her.
On what basis?
What basis?
On what basis you said to her that your conversation was being listened to?
I just said to her, just off the cuff, of knowing that they were Huawei, you bait me, with questions. I said to her, I know that the Chinese are listening to my cell phone.
You think Jamaicans,
Yes,
our conversations are being listened to by people in other countries, China, wherever else?
yes. And I think the information that you had that came out when we talked about the Chinese monitoring all the telephone, the conversations and intelligence that are flowing, it flows through what? It flows through telephone lines and cyber security lines. All this information goes. Now, when you ask the question about why we are concerned, I don't see, and I'm going to criticize you all,
Go ahead.
from the standpoint that you don't report what you are reading coming out of China. Just 2 days ago, an article came out about the person that actually talked about, and this happened to be a journalist that said about the hospitals being overrun by Corona-19. The president of China said to his army, be prepared for war. Be prepared for war. You didn't report either about the Sweden, and the Swedish government is very quiet. You never hear anything about Sweden. But the president or the prime minister of Sweden came out and said the worst danger to Sweden was China. They have barred the 5G, the Chinese, of any Huawei equipment in China, in Sweden. And he made one interesting comment that really should resonate to everyone in the world. The president of China said, prepare for war. You should be prepared for war. Could you imagine then, especially Jamaica being so close to the US? The data on their Chinese 5G, just think of that. If you're transmitting around the world, when you're looking at Europe that's going with the 5G, you saw that England went with the Huawei, then reversed himself and came back and said, we are not going with Huawei. Because the fact is, you're transmitting intelligent movements of troops to a country that you might be at war with. This is a free world.
Jamaica has also been the largest recipient of Chinese investments in the Caribbean. How has that experience worked out for you?
China's been very good to Jamaica, and China's been a very good infrastructure development partner. We benefited from Chinese investment and Chinese loans, particularly during the period of time when there was a global recession, 2008 to 2010. And we use that to support the development of infrastructure, particularly our highways. And that has been an economic boom for us. But in terms of our debt profile, Chinese debt is approximately about 4% of Jamaica's overall debt. What we encourage is greater investment from China. And we're seeing that in many areas, particularly in infrastructure, construction particularly.
One of your ministers said that some of those investments and loans came at a time when the U.S. was busy doing other stuff.
I think the U.S., there is always the fear of Chinese influence in the region. But a large part of that is the attention the United States pays to its backyard, pays to the countries that are part of its third border.
Do you think the wars that we have ongoing right now are distracting the U.S. focus from the region?
And I think that the United States has great bandwidth. I think it has to be if it's a global superpower. So it's really a matter of where it sees its strategic interest and how it sees its third border, the Caribbean, as strategic in its global perspective. I think not enough attention is being paid to the region.
We all know that conflict of interest is a major problem when it comes to small countries. Not small in size, but third world and second world countries. Now, there are these big dogs, the countries that think they're the superpowers of this world, or those ones that are interested to be the superpowers of this world, are now using our governments and our leaders to our advantage. Now, we all know how much it means to have the mineral resources. We all know how much it means to have our country's sovereignty. Now, this, however, is being sabotaged by these big dogs, and they are now having a conflict of interest. Now, I just watched some clips here and there, and some people are claiming that a bigger part of Jamaican beach, the beaches of Jamaica, have been sold to Jamaica, not to Chinese investors. And this really is one of those big moves to see Chinese come to dominate Jamaica. Now, I know there are those Jamaicans who there are those Chinese who are Jamaicans who have been in that country since 1853. If you didn't know, please have your facts right. Now, they have been there for almost 120 years in that country, so they know so many things in that country. Not even 120, but around 176 years. Yes, so they know much about this country. So there is a growing concern about how the Chinese government is being involved in Jamaican business. Now, we have seen so many Chinese investors flocking into Jamaica to do business. Now, this, however, has not gone to be well. It has not gone to be well, as the ambassador of US to Jamaica, Donald Tapia, exposes and says that Chinese are now more interested in Jamaica, and they have now installed so many apps, and they are now importing so many phones that record how the Jamaican government is doing business with other governments, how the Jamaican people make calls and what they talk about. Now, this only shows how much they are interested in Jamaica, and for that case, they want to take good the bigger part of Jamaica, and so many Jamaicans are unaware of this. Now, we all know that Chinese have gone ahead to dominate Africa, and they are now dominating Haiti, not Haiti, but Caribbean. This is because the conflict of interest that I started by stating, it's a major key and a major problem when it comes to bigger countries' interest in smaller countries. Now, we all know that the US has always have had interest in Jamaica, and the UK has also had interest in Jamaica, and they're all quarreling and crumbling here and there, and they want to control Jamaica because they know the Jamaican beaches are one of the best beaches. Jamaica is one of the best islands we have in the Caribbean and one of the best in the world. So there is that conflict of interest. Everyone wants to be the big dog when it comes to interest regarding Jamaica. They are now having trouble. They are now quarreling among themselves. They are now having issues because who is who to take on Jamaica. Now, this is the high time. This is because we are living in the 21st century, and we believe we are all civilized, and in this case it is high time the government of Jamaica to protect its people, from these wolves who want to take part and to take power. We've seen whatever mess they have done in Africa. We see how France has messed West Africa. We see so many countries in West Africa having coups, having wars, and this is just how they survive. They always survive in chaos. They always want a country to be at war so that they may come in as mediators, so that they can control you. They can bring the troops, their army troops, so that they take the bigger territories. And we have seen this in Burkina Faso, we have seen this in Mali, we have seen this in Gambia, we have seen this. There are so many places that we can say there are so many countries under siege, but we thank God. Even Senegal has always under siege. Now, this says a lot. It says how much these people will actually go, how far they can go, quarrel, have all those expose each other just to get control of our countries. Now, it is high time Jamaicans realize that they are not doing this for the betterment of your lives. They are doing this because of their countries. They are doing this because China has the biggest population in the world, and it has always had means. It always have means to spread its population. We have seen they release their inmates to other parts of Africa to work as construction workers on all these jobs that could have been done by Africans. Now, it is just the way we see things. Now, it is high time the Prime Minister of Jamaica, Andrew Holness, and the GLP, the Jamaican Labour Party, to protect the citizens of Jamaica from the exploitation of China and the US. It is high time we realize that it is not going to be business as usual, because the moment they just take power, the moment they take control of your country, you will have no peace. You enjoy no peace. How many times have we seen this happen? How many times have we seen those countries dominated by the troops from other countries, from the West? How many times do they have fights, wars? They have never seen peace for a decade. Now we have always seen this. So it is high time. Let our governments protect us. Thank you so much for watching this video. I think I have passed a very informative and a very good message to you people. Do not take it negative. We are one, and whatever affects Africa, affects the Caribbean, affects Jamaica. So I just saw it is good to share this video. It's an awareness, by the way. The phones you are using, the apps, be careful, because some are being recorded. They record whatever you do, whatever you Google, everything. So be careful, be warned. Thank you so much for watching this video. I love you so much. One love.